All right. Hello, and welcome to today's weekly live stream. My name is Brandon Tobias. It's an honor to have all of you here on TikTok and on YouTube. Welcome to our channel, Science of the Soul and Stars. I am super excited today. We've got a couple things going on. We're going to be testing out the promote feature on TikTok. Yes, I must admit, this video, this live, it's all promoted. We're going to see how that works and whether or not that's going to boost us up and what that process is. I've never promoted a video before, but the reason I'm promoting it is because I have a very special gift that I plan on giving to everyone who watches this video. And what I'm going to do here is just wait a couple minutes until as many people as possible join in, because today and only today we are going to be doing a mass entity removal. We're going to be teaching and demonstrating real magic, and we're going to be showing each and every single one of you who joined this live stream how to remove entities from your own soul, your own life, dark energy, entities, and any other karmic energy that is not in full alignment with your highest path, your highest soul purpose, and with God is going to be removed today, specifically on this live stream. So I'm super excited. That's what we're going to be starting out with today. For those of you guys who are new to this weekly live stream, we go live once a week, every single Sunday at 1 p.m. PST. And the whole purpose of it is to channel the divine beings, to channel God's energy, and to share with the collective helpful and inspiring messages, anything you guys need to know through the magic of the tarot. And I'm so excited to be back today. We're going to be starting off with that particular exercise. That's going to take a little bit of time, and it's going to take quite a bit of energy, I'm anticipating. So after that, we're going to be going into the channeled messages, and then we're going to be going into the channeled tarot reading for those of you guys who want and like the channeled tarot. And then after that, we're going to be going right into a Q&A. So that's today's format for today's live stream. I'm so excited to see you all here jumping into the chat. Let me check in here with the, ooh, that's an exciting ding right there. Let me check in here with the YouTube chat as well and just see how everyone's doing. We're also going to be turning off these notifications so we're not getting disturbed here. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. All right, so that's awesome. We've got you who shows the way in the chat here. We've got Jane, hello. We've got Carrie with I, hello. Random Internet K9, hello. Andrea, hello. Nicole, hello. Catherine, hello. David Lewis, Jess, hello. Welcome everyone to this weekly live stream. Now, before we get started with the entity removal process and all of you guys who are going to be joining in, let's go ahead and let's just start with some channel messages here and now and open this ceremony, and then we'll get into the exercises itself. First and foremost, I would like to surround myself here and now through the power of unconditional love. And you guys can watch every single move that I do, observe it, and make sure, right, that you learn and you know what's going on. Through the power of unconditional love, I'm surrounding myself here and now, particularly my throat and heart chakras, with the power of unconditional love, asking for Archangel Michael and the Warriors of Peace, Love, and Justice Angel Army to protect me during this live stream and to protect those of us watching this live stream here and now from any threat from the dark or demonic entities or dark energies of any of that sort. Setting the intention here and now that anyone and everyone who watches this particular ceremony or live stream is going to receive the blessings and the healings of what they need in order to move forward on their path. This is a serious process, and if you are open to it, then you must be willing to engage with us here today. This is the channel messages and insight that the angels and archangels are giving. We've shared with Brandon the instructions that he would need to share with the crowd who shows up here and now today. We've allowed him to promote this video so that as many people as possible can find this live stream so we can do as much work as we can. However, the main intention is that each of you learn this technique each of you engage as well individually as well as collectively with Brandon, so as not to drain his energy too much, but also more importantly to be able to do this in your own life and to create the massive ripple effect that will change the world. This is today's intention and what they'd like to share first and foremost. So everyone watching live, okay, most importantly, and then everyone watching the replay on our YouTube channel, Science of the Soul and Stars, you will be able to get this blessing and to be able to learn these techniques as well. Okay. All right, angels and archangels, the ceremony is now officially open. Thank you so much for being here, Jesus Christ. Presence of God as well. Thank you so much for being here. Are there any messages we need to know for the collective here and now, first and foremost? You have not been disbanded, only disconnected from that which serves you in the greatest possible way. Okay? You have not been permanently disbanded, only temporarily disconnected from that which serves you in the highest possible way on your soul's path. This may have been taken away from you at this current moment. The thing that gives you life, the things that gives you feeling, the thing that gives you inspiration, so as to teach you a certain way of being or a certain lesson as to how you can go about life in a different way, outside of what normally gives you the life, the motivation, and the inspiration that you have been accustomed to in recent times. This was not to be taken away from you, this particular thing in your life, in order to cause you suffering. It was not to mess with your path. It was not to interrupt your progress in any way. And in many ways, it was meant to enhance your progress and to add on to your current progress that you are making by showing you a new way in order to do things, in order to make your life in a certain way. We are here to show you now that other path, that new way, if you are open to it. Today's ceremony, today's guidance is going to show you your new way, the other way in which you are meant to serve both yourself, the collective, and the world at large as well. Within this, we invite you to participate in order to see the truest aspects of your path and to move away from any lies, deceit, deception, or illusion that may have clouded your eyes when it comes to thinking that this is the way or thinking that this is how it needs to be or how it should be. Many of us have been deceived and disillusioned in the way in which we are supposed to or meant to move forward. There is no supposed to, there's only the one way. And that one way will be shown to you today if you're open to it. So fear not. These things, this thing has not been taken away from you watching this live stream, watching this replay, because you have been bad or because you don't deserve it or because you're not good enough. That's not the reason. The thing has been taken away from you. It has been temporarily disconnected from you, not permanently disbanded, because of a need from the universe and from God to reset your path and to reset your alignment in order to get you going down the one way. And what he would like to share as well is that each of us have the free will necessary to choose whether or not we want to go down that way. And when I say that way, when we say that way is the path that God has set out for you in alignment with your desires as well. Sometimes along our lives, along our life, it happens so that we get lost and we start to make decisions of our own free will that were never part of the plan and were never part of where we were supposed to go or how we're supposed to go. There are many people on this earth right now who have been making those choices, not really truly of their own free will, but out of a conscious and or unconscious manipulation of that free will to serve a certain master of sorts that has taken the place of true leadership and God and the presence of God. This undoing of the conscious and unconscious manipulation that has been set forth upon the earth is what the painful process of this separation is and why it feels so intensive. It has been dug in so deep dug in so far into the human soul, into the human psyche, that it is almost impossible to pull it out once it's reeled its way in. But fear not, because with the power of God and unconditional love, this can all be undone and much more. Okay. We would like you here and now to have the confidence and the faith that anything is possible in this moment. That if you are watching and if you are inspired and if you are open to it, and if you let go of the fear, the doubt, and the resistance to surrender to a higher source, a higher power, and to God himself, that your way can be shown to you today, that everything can change for you today, and that your life will never be the same. If you are open to this particular sentiment, if you are open to you being shown a new perspective and a new way of being that may not have previously been there, that is largely beneficial for your path and for your new alignment with God and the way forward, then you can say yes to this today. Okay. 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 We're going to start with the reading here now first. And the intention for this reading is just to share any initial messages that want to come through before we do the healing and the entity removal process. I think the TikTok promotion is not kicked in yet fully. So, or maybe it's just is not very good, and either way is okay. Because whoever's meant to see this and whoever's meant to go through this process will go through this process. But let me do an initial reading here now for everyone here, to know and to confirm some of the things we have mentioned that may be helpful on you moving forward here and now. With the power of unconditional love, angels and guides, please give me the power to channel useful information to the power of God and unconditional love here and now in this moment for everyone watching to help them find their way forward. This ceremony is now officially open. First up, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. The Page of Swords is here as well. Many of us right now, through the experiences of life that we are engaged in, have come into this moment with a closed heart, closed off emotions, maybe an ego that has a very hard time to surrender to the Word of God, to divine love, to unconditional love. Okay. It is this closed offness right now, if you're listening, that prevents you from most of the opportunities that want to come your way, that are not allowed to come into your heart. Remember, opportunities that come in must come in through the heart chakra. So what they're telling me right now, moving forward specifically, it hasn't always been like that, but from moving forward from this point on, opportunities that will light your path or bring you up must come into the heart chakra. And therefore, it is always dependent upon the heart chakra, specifically in this time period here on earth, in order to be successful, in order to make money, and in order to be aligned with your path. So, if you are trying to go about life with a closed off heart chakra, with wounds, traumas, ego, and lack of the ability to recognize where you've been hurt and or wounded, and trying to push forward regardless of that hurt or woundedness, this is where it can create disalignment. This is where it can create a lot of frustration in your life. And this is where it can create a lack of connection with the divine flow of energy and money and opportunity that wants to come your way. Okay. The healing we're going to do today is going to help with this specifically. And I understand now why God called upon me to share this with as many people as possible. Because what he wants in this moment is for as many of us to make money, to be aligned, and to have the opportunities that are genuinely in alignment with us in this moment. And he knows that if we're going about life with a closed off heart to be able to open to receive the things that truly want to be for us, then there's going to be a difficult time or a lack of ability to receive that which the universe and God wants you to receive. Okay? We have the Star card. We have the Sun card. We have Page of Cups. So right underneath Page of Cups, part of the reason why The heart chakra is so necessary at this particular time, and for these, for everyone. Okay, is because if anyone has, and this is myself included, I've been working on the heart chakra for quite a while now. It's been very tough. The heart chakra is the thing that is maybe most present or most important at this time. If we have a closed off heart chakra and we're only willing to give a little bit of ourselves, think about situations in which you're only willing to give a little bit of yourself, a little bit of your energy, a little bit of your time, or a little bit of your trust. It's those areas in which there's a closed off flow of reciprocated energy. When we have an open heart chakra and we're willing to give all of it and trust in all of it, okay, then we will either be redirected to those partnerships, those people, those business opportunities, those jobs that are in alignment with our particular frequency, since generosity and openness is of a higher frequency than if we were to remain closed. The problem or the challenge is if we are only giving just a little bit of ourselves because of a certain fear or wound or hurtness within our own heart, that lower vibration continuously attracts only a little bit in. And that little tiny bit in that we're receiving requires a lot of hard effort, a lot of hard, I gotta grind, I gotta scrounge, I gotta do all this work and just get a little bit back. It's not because you're a bad person. It's not because you're incompetent. It's because the heart chakra is limiting, literally, the abundance, the opportunities, and the generosity that you are receiving because of what you are allowing yourself to give. Okay? And burnt outness as well. All right? Now, but just before that, we do have the Sun card and the Star card. So these words, if you're open to it, we had to get through the hard part of necessary, but these words, if you're open to it, the reason why we're having this channeled talk right now with the Star card is because there's never been a greater time to be in alignment with your own greatest destiny, your own greatest starhood. Okay, stardomship. What does that mean? Well, that means that you have people who can admire you and admire you by leading them to a certain path or in a certain way that makes them change or gives them the opportunity to change. This is all a true leader is. Allowing people the opportunity to change or shift if they so want it, if they so choose it. There's never been a greater opportunity, the guides are saying, to step into that way of stardomship. And it's that way of stardomship, okay, leading people in a certain way, giving them the opportunity to change their life, okay, that will lead to an incredible amount of self-inspired, genuine happiness. Now, the way in which this is possible may be a question for many of you watching here and now today. How can I do this genuinely? How do I know what the thing is genuinely? Okay. What matters most, they're saying, is that the heart chakra is opened specifically, that you are willing to give all that you have to give to whatever situation you are involved in and allow that or those consequences to redirect your path. What do I mean by that? If you are in a relationship, if you are in a job, if you are in a business partnership, if you are in any situation where you feel you are limiting the amount in which you give in love and in life, in terms of effort or money or anything like that, and you're limiting it because you're afraid of going all in because of getting hurt or the consequences therefore, they're saying the solution is actually to, as opposed to limiting that, giving even more of yourself, giving even more of your heart until you literally cannot take it anymore. And if that happens to happen to you, you know that that situation is not aligned because it is not sustainable and it does not refill or replenish your energy as you go about it. So the aligned situations and where you will have the Sun card shining with the Star is those situations in which you can do almost indefinitely that replenish or resustain your energy because it is aligned with what you were here to do and the purpose of God here as well. Three of Wands with the Ace of Cups. Right now, for those of you listening, today's going to be the start of something really important. And this is going to be a commitment to the self-love journey, the self-healing journey, okay? The giving back to your cup, giving back to your own heart chakra journey, okay? Many of us have, what I'm hearing, right? Many of us right now have been on the path of giving so much of ourselves and making sure that other people are happy and making sure that everything's okay, or that we're not judged too much, and that we're just, living life in a way that makes sure that others are okay as opposed to ourselves. And right now it's going to switch, if you allow it to, into taking care of yourself first and committing to that and watching everything else around you change. They're saying the most important thing you can do in this particular moment is to commit to changing your internal happiness. And by doing internal focus work, or sending love to those parts of you that feel like they are out of alignment or that they are not okay, those are the ways in which you can shift everything about your external reality. And we're going to talk about and show specific ways in which to do that today on the live stream, in addition to a helpful technique that we can do that comes from the divine as well. We have the Six of Wands in reverse coming out, the Five of Cups here, the Four of Swords in the middle, Page of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. Okay. Four of Swords with the Page of Cups with the Queen of Swords. What area specifically right now, okay, that has become very apparent to you, that is limiting your opportunities to receive, that is limiting your opportunities to flourish? What hurt, what wound, what trauma, what behavior that you're noticing from yourself? Addictive behavior, I'm hearing as well, could possibly be a thing that is keeping you stuck or misaligned or setting you back, is what they're saying, despite how much work you seem to be putting in or effort just to make it. What particular side of yourself is doing this or causing this in a way that keeps you misaligned? Four of Swords here. Specifically related to the heart chakra and or your generosity or your willingness to give. This is the area that shortly after this live stream, you have the opportunity to shift forever in a way that changes your life and allows you to go and find your own path. Okay. This particular behavior, Five of Cups and Page of Pentacles, is largely responsible for the behavior related to self-sabotage. It causes a continuous sadness, a continuous lack of self-worth in your own self. It causes a continuous cycle of needing to apologize to yourself or to others. It's a repetitive and addictive and negative or toxic cycle that you may feel stuck within. And what they're saying is you are not stuck. You are not just limited to being in this behavior. You can literally stop it at any moment, look inside, and change it by sending it love, or to being open to love, or to being loved by yourself and by God as well. This is why they just want to explain and clarify in like more of a rational way. For those of you guys who are wondering, maybe why does Brandon talk about God so much? And why does Brandon talk about the angels and the light side and all these things? Like, is he super religious or anything like that? I'm actually not very religious at all, in any way, shape, or form. At some point in my journey, is actually after I met Paola, my twin soul, God started talking to me. And I realized that I could have an actual conscious relationship with God, and that God wanted things in a certain way, and he's very stern, he's very strong about them. And the number one thing he wants to share is that it's by accepting in his help, his influence, his light, and his power into your own cells, into your own body, into your own power itself, that shifts your internal reality to set your life up in the right way. It's not about having to believe in, I believe in God because I'm religious and I have to, or the church told me to. It's not about that. It's about literally accepting in the power that God has into each and every single one of your cells, and knowing that God is the most powerful force here on earth. By far. By far, much more powerful than any New Age spirituality belief. And take it from someone who has been agnostic, at one point was considering atheism, considered Christianity for a little while, was raised Catholic, and has been through all sorts of different belief systems. There is no belief system, there is no religion, there is no New Age belief system that is stronger than God. And God is the ultimate king of everything. And he is in every single one of us. The only challenge that he has sometimes is us not accepting him into our lives and into ourselves. And it's his energy that comes in and actually shifts things, or transmutes or releases the darkness or the dark parts of ourselves that are only there because of the hurt we've experienced and because of Satan's influence, the dark and demonic influence. And yes, they are a very real thing if you're watching this for the first time, that have caused us to think in certain ways or manipulated the way we think to do certain actions. And this is all just an illusion. It's not very real. I mean, it's real in what it's causing in human experience, but it's not a real force that can go up against God in any single way. Now, Six of Wands with the Five of Cups, those of us watching, it's going to be a difficult pill to swallow, so to speak. It's a full surrendering of your ego. The only thing that keeps you, and hear me loudly, the only thing that keeps you watching from being in full alignment with your path here and now through the power of unconditional love is not being willing to fully surrender your life, fully surrender your ego, fully surrender your sovereignty and your power and everything that you have over to God and the divine. That's it. It's when we say no, we as a human being are more powerful than God, the divine, than higher powers, that we limit or we close off the source of unlimited magical energy that each of us have access to, that we can use to literally shift things in our own life and in the lives of others. Okay. So this will be the biggest challenge for those of us watching, is to release this part of our ego, which does not want to surrender or bow down to anything or to anyone, or may be a little rebellious, or may think that it's not going to make a difference. And that's only an illusion. It makes a tremendous difference. And if you're wondering how and why that's possible, I can only share with you that I've been through every single belief system and spirituality that is possible. And there is no power like that of God or the twin soul relationship, which God has reflected within, which is true love and finding your person. And we could talk more about that later. But stop the self-sabotage. Observe here and now if you'd like, and we can focus on that particular behavior. If you guys want to do this, so it'd be a good way to do it. Bring in or bring up that particular behavior that you feel is most sabotagerial. I don't know if there's a word for that. And just bring that into the back of your mind and know that we can focus on that later on during the entity removal and the healing exercise, if you guys would like. And that's the thing that will most shift everything. And from there, you can just choose to open your heart here. Six of Cups here, the last card on the second row. Okay. There's Six of Cups here, Ace of Cups. Something here that is still hurting. Specifically, they're saying inner child healing. Okay, so our inner child, which means the version of ourselves. So here's how it works in a more of a rational way, right? When we were children and were raised by our parents or the authority figures that raised us, or we went through certain experiences that dictated our lives, there's a part of us that, for many of us, have been hurt or wounded from that point on, because of a certain behavior, a certain action, or a certain thing that happened at that time. And what happens to the inner child is because they don't know how to deal with it, they don't know how to heal that, they don't know how to transmute it or to look at it, it basically stays stuck in that age range. And that inner child who has taken on that wound or that damage keeps it inside, and we grow up, and there's always going to be that part of us that is still hurt because the inner child is still just keeping it there. Kind of like it's frozen in time. But what we can do is we can look back as adults and talk to this particular inner child that was wounded at that time, and we can say, hey, it's okay. I understand you went through this, and I love you. I'm going to take care of you now, not whoever hurt or abused you. I'm here to take care of you. We can be our parent to our own inner child and say, I'm sending you the most unconditional love. You are most loved you can possibly be. I love you so much, and I accept you for who and what you are in every single possible way. And this alone is the start of the journey, if you guys are open to it here and now to commit to. Okay. This is also the common symptom, they're saying, to why many of us are engaging in these self-sabotorial behaviors. Sabotorial, I think I just made up that word. And this is how to change it as well. Last card out, last row out, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Wands, the Magician, the Ten of Cups, and the High Priestess. Now, here, finally, is the fun part. They always make us start with the not so fun parts or the challenging parts. And here's the fun part. Last row out. This is representative of, in this particular spread, of the opportunity or the happiness of the overall outcome of if you do these particular actions, where it will lead. So what I see is High Priestess with the 10 of Cups, stepping into a new level of awareness or psychic ability and a new level of empowerment that allows you to use your gifts for positive change in the world. Whether or not you decide to make income or money from that, many of you here watching are destined to be a psychic warrior of God, a psychic angel warrior here for God, or part of God's army, using your psychic abilities for the power of love and light by first surrendering ourselves to God and then going out and using our light, using our energy to help shift others so they can see their path clearly. This is the most important energetic influence that we can do right here and now, if you guys are open to it, but it has to start with this particular healing we're going to go through, and I'm going to teach you as well. Two of Wands here with the Magician. I see empowerment and energy. I see lots of motivation and clarity. I see being able to go after your path clearly here and now with lots of motivation, lots of energy, lots of clarity. Again, as I mentioned, Two of Wands here, and a whole new world opening up to you. Okay, these are the benefits, these are the rewards if you do choose to surrender your ego. Okay, let that go. Look at this self-sabotorial behavior and choose to do the healing for your inner child that may be wounded as well. Okay. Final outcome cards, we have the King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. What I see is many of us here are potentially choosing who to be with in this moment in time. Who to be if you're masculine, and who to be with if you're feminine. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles with the King of Swords. Yeah. I see two different energy signatures here. Okay. Now what's interesting is we brought out the Queen of Swords as the first card out. The last card out is the King of Swords. In the middle of the final outcome is the Queen of Pentacles, and the last card is the King of Cups. Now, if you are resonating with this particular reading and going, well, there may be particular heart chakra healing that I need to do. There's still self-sabotageorial behavior that I'm doing that is keeping me from being happy or having access to the divine flow. We're at 4444 in the YouTube video, by the way. The divine flow of abundance, happiness, luck, joy, and peace and prosperity. I need to heal this particular inner child that seems to be causing this self-sabotatorial behavior and surrender my ego to God and to heal. If you are feeling resonant with that particular message and you know that you are meant to be a part of the collective that starts to heal this particular wound, then you may continuously attract in the masculine counterpart or counterparts generally. If you're a male and the King of Swords energy, attracting in Queen of Swords energy, you may continuously attract in others who are just as wounded or traumatized, if not worse so, that continuously reaffirm or damage those wounds in your own heart chakra in order to allow you to become aware of them. Now, there's a particular question that many of you have, and I'm going to answer that question right now. If you feel like you have not been able to find the right person, if you feel like you've been attracting in people consistently who are not healed in their own right, who are a little bit of assholes, and who are a little bit of, damaged to the point where they would hurt you by being around them or associating with them, and this is continuously happening, then it is a time to say, all right, this keeps happening, or I keep attracting in this particular type of person because I myself have these wounds that need to be healed. I myself have these energies in my heart chakra that is trying to come up to the surface or to be made aware through the people that I attracted into my life here and now. And I have a choice moving forward, if this is something you're resonating with. And that choice is, would you rather be or continue to be with the person who is in a wounded or damaged place to where he is not able to treat you in the best of ways or to treat you right, or is simply there to show you where and how it is you are meant to heal particular wounds within your heart? Or would you rather be with the person who can lead you in a heart-open and heart-centered way towards your spiritual path, towards your path to God and the divine, towards your path to everything that you've ever wanted, towards your path to self-love? For some of you, it comes within, the shift will come within a shift in perspective when it comes to love and the relationship that you'd like to attract in. That's what they're saying, is that they're saying, if you're tired of having the symptom of, attracting in certain people who are only continuously doing this damaged action to you and to your heart, and if you'd like something greater, then it's a shift in what you are willing to, what and who you are willing to be with, to attract in, and what type of man or person you would like to lead you towards, and where you would like them to lead you towards. Okay. For many of us, once we make that particular shift, that in its own right, because who you attract in will always reveal the truth that's within yourself, okay? For many of us, just making that particular shift will keep us from being with the wrong person until it is indeed time to attract in the right person. King of Cups. And the reason this will be is because once our personal intention about who we're willing to attract in and to be within our own lives is shifted, then what that does in particular is when we attract in the wrong person, our intention itself and God himself will keep that person from being in our life for too long. And he will also keep that person from getting too close to us in a way that would hurt or damage us later. And he will keep those people from your life if you no longer want to go through that anymore until you've recognized the things that are maybe causing that in the first place. So that way, when the right person does come in, you can be sure that this person's very different. Okay. And then the healing truly begins, is what they just said. So once this person does come in, then it's only a matter of, okay, now what does this person or being with this person change or shift for me that I can still work on or heal? It's a whole nother deeper level of healing. That's the relationship that me and Paula are in. We are leading each other towards our own self-healing journey and unearthing layers that are, we never thought possible, in a given way. Okay. All right. Oh, they said one more piece of advice they'd like to give at this moment in time. All right. Final advice for everyone watching this particular moment in this particular live stream. Thank you guys for sharing your experiences here on TikTok and on YouTube. I feel it's really interesting because I've had the intention to, oh wow, the Tower, Justice, and the Death card. So for many of you right now, you're making a decision and they're urging you to continue to make that decision to totally allow some perspective, some relationship, some influence in your life, some pre-existing stature or foundation that previously held things up to completely crumble. And they're saying, let the bells be heard as they are, as the words that they're saying. Okay, let the bells ring and let the bells be heard as they are. Let things be shown as they truly are. If there's anything or anyone in your life where there's a incongruency between what they seem to be or what they may be or something you might not have looked at and what they need to be or what they are, it's time to let that be known. It's time for the truth to be shown and the bells to ring. And Justice card with the Death card, this is going to show that incongruency very strongly to whatever situation has not represented itself properly or well in your life. That's going to set and even things out to allow your life to flourish in a better way. So continue to let that thing go, whatever that is, let it crumble and let it be over and done. There is a particular relationship, specifically for many of us here. That's what I'm getting. Queen of Swords and King of Swords. There's a relationship with a certain person for many of us here that is just needing to be done, needing to be over, needing to crumble here and now. And that ending or that realization, we're at playbacks 333 on the YouTube here, is what will set many of us free in order to move forward. Okay. Temperance card is here on the bottom of the deck. 3 of Cups, 10 of Wands, Page of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles. It's facing your greatest fear, maybe of being alone. This is the challenge for many of us watching. It's facing your greatest fear here and now of being alone and being left out or behind. That is the scariest thing to face when it comes to this commitment and to the healing journey itself. But it's the most important one as well. And the healing awaits you on the other side. However, they're saying the action must be taken, or the allowance of this thing to crumble must be allowed, or you must let it go fully in order for this healing to affect you in a positive way. Okay. So yes, absolutely time, I would say. If you feel, here's the last example of what I'll say. Okay. Or example of how to know how to do something in the way that they're advising. If you feel that you are not aligning or not aligned with someone who you feel is able to spiritually lead you into the right direction in a self-loving way or a self-caring way, or lead you back to God, lead you to where you need to go and what you need to do and to heal and to be self-cognizant. If you feel you are not being led, then you are not with the right person. Okay? Then you are not right with the right person. And you will be with the person who represents in their ways of being and their actions that they are not the right person for you. And it will be made abundantly clear and obvious who that right person is or ends up being. Okay, with the King of Cups. Okay. Okay. All right, so we've waited long enough. And I think there's a part of me that's a little surprised and a little disappointed because the promote feature didn't work at all. And I was expecting to have, I think TikTok's really using the promote feature to bring thousands of people into the live streams. I told Paul, we're going to have lots of people in here. We're going to be doing entity removals. And I think God is probably like, yeah, you try to do an entity removal for thousands of people watching and you're going to be dead. So let's just keep it at a lower amount and teach who's here. And we're going to do so that, again, when you're able to do this technique and to see and go through that inner healing, we can all make that ripple effect by clearing our own path and then helping eventually to clear the path of others. Okay. So here we go. We're going to go into the exercise here and now. And I'm going to lead you guys, but I also, as one of the archangels said, I think it was Archangel Raphael, who said, do it with him. Okay. Do it with Brandon, and don't just let him do all the work, right? Because that's going to be very draining. But if you guys all do it collectively with me, those of you guys who choose to do this, here's what's going to happen. So right now, of all times, there's a ton of entities running around the earth, okay? And if you guys watched my last live stream on Ukraine and Russia, even those of world leaders, right? Powerful world leaders with a lot of influence. There are entities influencing their mind and heart to cause them to believe certain things or to take certain actions which impact us on a great and grand scale. Now, what I want to teach is a very simple way to utilize the power of God and unconditional love, both to remove entities within ourselves, but also to see our path clearly, uninfluenced or uninhibited by that of dark energy or demonic forces or dark entities of any kind. And if you're wondering and you're thinking, well, I'm probably good on this because I don't really have those, or that doesn't affect me, I would say think again, because they, to a large extent, affect the most people who are of the most light. And the brighter your light shines, the more they go for you. Me and Paula deal with them all the time. Okay, so no one is immune. No one is protected fully from it unless you take conscious action against them. And any activities that we tend to engage in that are of a lower vibration, these are the things that tend to attract in these entities the most, such as drinking, such as promiscuity and sex without love, such as, any type of drug, which when not used properly, or recreational drug. Not saying recreational drugs are all bad because they have a certain purpose, but when not used properly or intentionally, yes, they can do that as well. And of course, any psychic readings of any sort of kind, right? Done without the right intentions, or not in the right way. Okay. So for those of you guys who are wishing to participate, here's what we're going to do. What I want you to do is go ahead and sit back and relax. Okay, I'm going to guide you through a quick meditation, and we're going to then bring in the power of unconditional love as a portal within our hands. And what I want you guys to say or share after you go through this is what you experienced, if you felt or saw entities being removed from you, if there was anything that you felt released from you, or if you felt like your path was made clear. What's going to happen is, as we do this, your path might be different. It may be made clear, or it may be revealed to you. Okay, so here we go. So first, sit back, relax, close your eyes, and I want you to take your right hand, or whatever hand you feel is dominant for you, or the hand in which you are most powerful. Okay, very important. And what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes and you're going to feel and imagine unconditional love in that palm of your hand. Okay. Now, even as I start to say this, you guys can see my body will start to oscillate. This is not me consciously shaking around. This is me shaking around. This is the energy starting to flow down from God and from unconditional love. Every single one of us can do this. This is not just a special thing. Okay. But in order to do it, you got to relax. You got to open, and you got to surrender to God, as I said in the video. So surrendering to God, surrendering to unconditional love. Now, the first words I want you to say is, I surrender here and now to God. I surrender to you, God. I surrender to the power of unconditional love and God. And as you say those words, I want you to feel your right hand, or whatever hand you're using, open up to receive. Okay, you can also see your crown chakra, your third eye, your throat chakra, any chakra itself opening up to receive this power of unconditional love here and now. Okay. Now, as you guys can see, you might be able to see from the video, you might not. Okay, this is already my hips I can feel starting to shake as this power is received. So it's a real energy, it's a real force, it's a real actual connection that we have. Okay. Calling in the power of unconditional love here and now. Surrendering to God. I surrender here now to God. Now, as you guys say this, here's the key that you guys got to notice. As you guys say this and surrender to God and unconditional love, you might feel parts of your body, parts of your throat, parts of your head, parts of your sacral, parts of your body start to clench up and start to flinch, or start to feel really weird or feel really bad. Okay? How many of you guys feel that when I say calling in the power of unconditional love here and now? And when you say this and intend it, how many of you guys feel a little weirdness in some part of your body, or feel a little bit of energy that's kind of not in alignment with that particular frequency? Okay. Whatever your body starts to feel, or wherever that starts to feel, that's where there's something there. Okay, whether it's an entity, it's not always an entity. Whether it's just a closed off wound or dark energy that resides there, that's where you got to go. Okay. Now, here's the other key, is that although it's unpleasant to go into these darker areas or these wounded areas, the key here is going into those wounded areas or those dark energy areas with the power of God and unconditional love as your shield and or your sword. Okay. So here's an example. Calling in here and now through the power of God, surrendering to God here and now, calling in the power of unconditional love. And I've already done this before the live stream, so that way my energy can be, clear. But let's say I were to do it into my heart chakra. Okay. Calling in the power of unconditional love. Now I'm seeing a portal. Okay, imagining a spinning portal of unconditional love in my hand. And I'm going in with that unconditional love into my heart. Okay. Now, whatever you start to feel as you focus on this area of your body, it doesn't have to be your heart, but wherever it is, you go deeper into it. You go deeper into it using the power of unconditional love as a portal. Okay. And what you do is you face that dark energy. You face that particular entity. You face that thing that is there that is out of alignment with unconditional love and or God's presence. Okay. So calling in here now, surrendering to God, the power of unconditional love. And as you say that, see this power of unconditional love coming through the arm that you have raised, going directly to that area and actually spinning in that particular area and creating a portal of sorts. So what you can do is you can create this particular portal in and around and inside the particular area of your body where you feel disruption, where you feel dark energy, where you feel there's an entity. Okay. All right, here and now. So let's go ahead and do it. Now that I've given you the instructions, I'm going to actually do this for the collective, all right? Now, as I mentioned, as I've asked, okay, not that you have to, because if you're here, you're going to get a free healing. You're going to get a free energy upgrade. You're going to get a free path clearing. But if you want to help me out, you can do this alongside me so I'm not too drained at the end of this and I still have energy to live, okay? So you've got the instructions. I'm actually going to create this portal for everyone watching now and also watching this replay in the future. So if you're watching this replay in the future on YouTube, you're going to get this healing. You're going to get this energy. All right. And we're going to show you guys how it works. Now, what I want to see and just share is what you guys experience as we go through this particular exercise. It's very simple. That's the thing with healing. It's not, anyone can do it. It's very simple. It's very easy. But it's very powerful. Don't ever mistake simpleness with how powerful it is. All right, here we go. Archangels and angels, God, I'm calling your energy here, calling on your energy here and now, and I surrender to you fully. Asking for the power here now to heal the collective. Those of you watching on the live stream on TikTok and on YouTube, as well as in the future, through the power of unconditional love. Here we go. If you're just popping on, go ahead and close your eyes. Get ready to receive this unconditional love. And allow whatever wants to go, whatever wants to release, allow it to go. Let it go. Okay, you can even look at it directly in the eyes and say, in the name of God, I release you. In the name of God, let go. I let you go. Release. Okay, that's all you got to do when you start to feel the things tugging away. Here we go. Close your eyes, open to receive, and here we go. Calling upon the power of unconditional love here and now. Okay. Well, that was an interesting experience. Needless to say, that was the first time I've ever tried something like that. I'm going to share with you guys what I saw and what I felt, and it was much different from what I expected. I expected a whole lot more, but I'll be honest with you guys, the moment I started doing it, I felt this extra energy come in from, I think, a lot of different sources. I think there's a lot of different sources helping with this. I don't know if you guys were, contributing here, but I saw this little dot inside, and it was like representative of the collective, right? Those of you watching on TikTok, on YouTube, the future listeners, right? Everyone that's involved in this part of the collective. And what I saw was there was like one main ringleader, okay, and I saw him with horns, okay. It was like this demon entity, and he was trying to mess with me, right? He was like not wanting any part of this. He was trying to tell me, we're gonna drain you, you're gonna be drained, like you're not gonna be able to do this, etc., etc. And I just continued on. And then I saw, it was so crazy, all of these different energies, just like smaller energies, like escaping out of the collective itself. And then what happened was we made two big ass unconditional love portals on either side of this string that was related to the collective, and they were just going. And at the end of it, I could actually feel the energy clear. I can actually feel the energy more clearly now, being here with you guys, channeling for you guys. The energy feels so much more clear. Okay. How many guys felt that? How many guys were with us on that particular live exercise? How many guys saw stuff leave from you or felt it? What did you guys experience? Let us know. I'm going to go ahead and just double check here and just see and make sure. I don't think there's anything else for now or for the intention of this. But one of my goals as well is to continue to teach this technique and to do it with as large of audiences as possible. And literally, because imagine if thousands of people got this healing and got this technique done, like the change that would actually happen on Earth just because of that, because of the ripple effect. This is awesome. So let me just do a little more and just see through the power of unconditional love. I'm just going to send it now straight. Now it's like a direct stream. I can send it directly to you guys here. YouTube and TikTok, future listeners. Okay, I'd like to cast here now through the power of unconditional love a spell of protection and a seal of protection on every single one of us souls in this particular collective that I was facing here now. I am casting a spell of unconditional love and protection for those of you who decide you would like this or to say yes to it. I'm asking that the spell of protection keep your sight, keep your perspectives, and keep your path clear so that you know exactly where to go and how to go and who is for your path, who is not in particular, and your greatest destiny, how to be on that particular path. If you say yes to this, if you accept this you will receive the spell of protection here and now through the angel army. Also, they want you to know that the angel army specifically, okay, the angel warriors of peace, love, light, and justice, there's a group of angel warriors that are here. They're here for this particular collective. They're like here to serve this particular collective. And those of you watching now, this is why the promotion didn't work. And it's because, wow, I'm at 111 on the YouTube video. This is the collective. This is the start of the collective, and it's a smaller group, okay? So this is the group of light workers that if you're watching this, you're meant to receive this healing to step into your path, okay? And to step into your path to trigger others to step into their path, okay? And it's going to start small, but my duty, my path is to start small and to just shift dramatically small groups. So that way the collective group can be larger. It may or may not be with bigger audiences, and that's okay. That would be a lot of work anyways, I'm realizing. But starting with this smaller group, I think this is going to make a lot of ripples here, okay? Someone said, what does it mean if your stomach gets upset? Definitely go into that with unconditional love. There may be a part of you that is not that's not open or resistant to receiving this particular healing, okay? All right. So casting the spell of positive protection to the power of unconditional love for and through the angel army that unites us and protects us as well. For those of you who say yes and choose to receive this, you will be protected and you will be sealed from dark energy, demonic entities, and negative influences that seek to steer your path in the wrong way or in a way that is not beneficial. Here and now through the power of unconditional love. Okay. All right. One last clearing of the energy here for anyone else who joined in. And then we'll continue on with today's live stream as well. So go ahead and close your eyes. Receive in the power of unconditional love. And allow this portal to clear out your mind, heart, body, and emotions as well. And that's what they want me to do. This time in particular, okay, specifically what they want me to share with you guys is they want you to, as I go through this last one, stay open to seeing what your path is, okay? What they're saying is through this particular healing, and this last one we're about to do, and this was going to be the harder one, I feel, they're going to show you where you're meant to really be going, what your true path is, what your powers are, who and what you're meant to be. They're going to show you the truth here, okay? So whatever you receive in a divinely downloaded fashion during this last segment of the healing, you're going to be shown the way if you allow it and if you open your heart to it, specifically the heart, okay? So for those of you guys who want to be shown the way specifically right now, we're going to bring that in, and they want you to sit. They want to say, open your heart to receive that vision and that clarity of what you were meant to receive, what you were meant to go to, what your path is, okay? Here we go. All right. Bringing in the power of unconditional love this time to intentionally show those of us who are ready and open in the heart chakra a vision, feeling, or confirmation or words that is meant to show them their true path, their truth, where they're meant to go, what they're meant to change, and what they're meant to do here and now to the power of unconditional love. Here we go. Open yourself to this if you're ready and if you choose it. Yeah, this one's going to be a bit more intensive. Heart chakra. You are enough. You are enough. Don't ever think you're not. Open yourselves now. There's an opening here and now. Show them the vision, show them the path, show them the way. Show them in their hearts. Give them the opportunity here now to change their lives, to shift their ways if they so choose it. Show them the ways that need to be corrected. And show them their path forward as well. Done. Someone asked, should I be crying during this? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Ooh, okay. That concludes the particular healing. Now, that one was intense. That one was designed for the heart chakra. There was a big, massive entity-like presence blocking the collective heart chakra. For everyone watching, that was not allowing the truth to come in and for the path to be made clear, okay? Now, if you are getting emotional, if you're crying, if you're going through these things, allow that to go, allow that to be felt, allow that to just release, okay? And through that, after that, you will be shown the way. This is what I'm hearing. So just allow the process to unfold. They're also saying that this is kind of a time release thing. So even if you didn't consciously get a message or see a vision or get information in this moment, it's only for those of us who are really ready. Like in this moment, we're ready. But for others of us, it's going to open the way because it just released everything that was in the way from showing the truth. So they're saying for those of us, it will be a time release capsule, okay? And for the next couple days, there'll be more releases, but also more realizations of your truth and your path moving forward, okay? So, yeah, that was that. Not as bad as I expected, actually. I was feeling like I was going to go into a battle war zone here, but I think the training that me and Paula have been going through has paid off. So hope that was helpful for you guys. Now, let me just read some of the YouTube comments and just see how everyone's doing. I see people on TikTok. Someone said, I saw a baby. Okay, because the doors are slamming, kids are running around. It's hard to do anything. Okay. Believe me, I don't have kids yet, but I have a little baby dog, and he's been a handful, so I understand. I saw a set of white stairs that led up to my studio for an exercise program I designed to release. Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. Congratulations. I feel semi-stunned. Thank you. I have this feeling I know are tied to my past, but completely clear on what it means. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Awesome, guys. Aqua Man says, I did it with both hands and felt a very dark energy in my left hand. Why was that different than my right? Well, look, here's the thing. The left side of the body, okay, just generally speaking, is representative of the feminine energy. The right side is the masculine. And many times, especially those of us, I'm just going to say it, who are on the twin soul journey, okay, the half of our soul, or the piece of our soul, the piece of our body that is representative of the other half of ourself, okay? Remember, twin souls, the way it works is the piece of us, the original piece of us where we were merged together with another soul, split apart many thousands of years ago. I mean, that's an understatement. We've been going through many lifetimes in order to make our way back to union, but there's always been that missing piece of us that we felt from the split. And that missing piece of us is often the side of our body that feels dark or wounded because we've had to make up for the lack, or the lack we feel there. Does that make sense? So left side of the body is feminine, right side is masculine. And if you felt dark energy on that side in particular, I mean, feminine energy is by nature dark, but if it felt weird, if it felt off, it felt disrupted by unconditional love, then it is something to choose to release. It is something to say, I no longer want to have this or to utilize this. I want to utilize the power of God and unconditional love, and allow that opening, right? I see a crack. Whoever asked that, okay, I forget the name. I see a crack here in your left shoulder. They just showed me. And you've got to allow this opening to receive in love, receive in unconditional love. For whoever asked that, I'm sorry, I forget your name. I forget I think it was Aqua Man. That's right. It's opening this crack and calling in the power of unconditional love to fill in and therefore displace, okay, that darkness. And that's what the healing they're recommending for you. I don't know why they just showed me. All right. Amber Crane says, I do love you. Channeled information of you are worthy. I needed to hear that, Brandon. So did my son. Oh, you're welcome. Amy says, I heard you are a warrior of God and you will be shown. Oh, that's awesome, Amy. Yes, I love it. America says, that explains the pains from my right side during the healing. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Aquaman says, very heavy. Flip it 90 degrees by any chance? Yep, that's acrylic. You're welcome, Aquaman. All right. There's one more thing we got to do today. I was told not to do any astrology because there would just be too much going on, or too much craziness. Maybe that was my expectations or what I thought was going to happen. I do feel it's going to be around tarot and tarot reading. Oh no, okay, yes. There's one more reading they want to give. Okay, for those of us. The first one was around the healing. So they wanted to clarify and kind of instruct what healing or what needs to be done. These were general messages to inspire your next steps in the path. For those of us watching, I think it's going to be around love. And they want to confirm that. It's going to be a love reading specifically. And again, this is me surrendering to what they want, because my intention was to put all, and I'm still going to, but my intention is to put all Twin Soul love readings onto me and Paula's new channel, Twin Souls Unite, which, by the way, if you haven't heard, we did create a new YouTube channel. We have our first video out. It's about Twin Soul reading specifically. If you are on the Twin Soul journey and you are looking to unite with your divine counterpart, your other half, you're going to be getting channeled readings, both from the divine masculine, me, and the divine feminine, Paula's perspective, and readings, since we're both tarot readings, and our experiences together to help you unite with your twin soul here on Earth. That's the purpose of the channel. It's called Twin Souls Unite. You can find it in the description box below. But anyways, it's going to be a love reading for those of you guys watching this here now. Here's the instructions before we get to that. The instructions for those of you guys who went through that exercise is they're saying the pieces of you that were most quote unquote dark or damaged at this particular time, and or the decisions that came to you during that particular healing, during that particular release, they're saying just do it. Don't hesitate, don't second guess, don't overthink it, just go. Do it. Lisa Smith White, where do I go to learn? I actually have a community that's called the Science of the Soul and Stars Young Masters Growth Collective. And I'm literally teaching courses and workshops, starting with the tarot, about how to do stuff like this. And so one of my upcoming workshops, one of my upcoming courses, if you're in the community, will be around entity removal, spiritual gifts, manifestation, money, all sorts of stuff. Right now I have a course. My first course is out. It's called the Beginner's Tarot for the Soul 101. It's still in early access. It's normally $150. I have it on sale for $100, $99.99. And you can find that course in my Linktree bio in my TikTok, or the description box below this YouTube video. So it'll only be $100 for the next week or two. And then once the course is completed, it'll go up to $150. So if you want to get in, have lifetime access, it's a one-time payment, $100. Normally it's $150 plus $7 a month to be a part of the community, where you get access to how to tap into your magic, your spiritual gifts, and learn shit like we did today. All right? It's pretty awesome. So that's where you can go to learn more. All right, instructions. Whatever the parts of you that were damaged or dark that showed up, or decisions that were given to you, visions that were shown, instructions that were given to you, go for it. Don't be scared. They're sharing with me, the dark will specifically try and influence you to be fearful or scared or not fully trust the decisions and the clarity that you received today during this particular exercise. Don't be fearful of this. Don't worry about it. It's going to be a positive thing. It's going to change your life forever. Go for it. Go ahead. Don't be scared. Okay, that's the one thing. Number 2, continue to practice surrendering to God. If you choose God, if you choose the light, if you choose to really make something powerful with your life and your existence here, it has to involve choosing a side, whether that's light or dark, God or the devil, right? Does Satan really exist? Absolutely. Does the demon army really exist? Yes. Do angels really exist? Yes. Do higher beings and masters, right? Ascended masters really exist in the spiritual realm? Yes. Does God really exist? Yes. You got to choose a side. That's the point of us here being on Earth. You got to choose. And I'm not here to force you into a decision or to make you feel bad if you choose the dark. But a lot of us are still kind of on the halfway point of, well, I kind of believe in God, or I kind of believe in spirituality, or I kind of believe in this, but I still do all these things that are related to the darkness or self-sabotage, or doing things that allow the dark to influence me. Okay, that's really the choice here. It's not about choosing a side, so to speak, or to just, I'm on the side of this. It's about choosing the side that would allow the correct energetic influences or paths to be given to you in the most aligned way. Okay, and making a conscious decision of that. So number 2, practice if you choose the light, if you do choose God, practice the act of surrendering to God. All you got to do that is close your eyes. Say, I surrender to God here and now. God, I surrender to you. Allow in his energy and feel in where the resistance in your body comes in with his energy specifically, and then let it go. Release it to God. Give it to God. Release it. Literally, physically, energetically, release it to God. And God will clear your energy. Okay? And then number 3, all right, they want you to look for the roots. So number 1, most importantly, follow instructions that they gave you. Don't be scared. Don't look back. Your life's going to change forever after that decision. Number 2, practice continuously surrendering to God. It will keep your energy clear. It will keep the darkness out. It will keep demonic entities out from influencing your path or making you feel or think certain things that are self-sabotagerial. Not a word. And number 3, look for the roots of the darkness or places in your body, mind, heart, and soul where darkness can creep in. They're calling this the origin of darkness. They want you to find the origin of darkness inside of your soul. And this is particular areas where parts of your soul either got stuck because they got hurt, wounded, or traumatized, or where they low-key went dark because of a certain thing happening. And you got to go to that point in time and love that particular part of yourself. Let's say there was an incident, again, when we were children that happened. Maybe we were abused, sexually abused, traumatized, kidnapped, hurt, something like that. Wow, my right knee is like shivering right now. I don't know what that means. We go back to that particular part of ourselves, the inner child work, remember, and send unconditional love or send love from our own self, our own soul, and the God within us to that part, and continue to send love to that part until it releases, until it shifts, until it changes, until the frequency shifts in your body, and you will feel it. You will feel a difference. If you don't feel anything, you didn't do it right. If you don't have some release, emotional, crying, therapeutic release, it's not done right. Okay, so practice finding the root and the origin of these causes, send it love, and allow it to release, and this will set you on your way. Okay? All right, I hope this was helpful for you guys. All right, this is fun. Sharing ways in which we can actually change ourselves permanently and the world as well. And I don't know if you guys can feel it, but even me, right, I went through a healing as I went through that process. You can see it through the energy, my eyes, the clarity here, just the relaxed energy. It's a healing for me as well as I perform these things, although I can definitely feel a little bit of a toll on my energy. So you guys are welcome. Now let's go into the last part of today's official reading or live stream besides the Q&A. I will do one more Q&A at the end if you guys have questions. But I'm going to finish out. They want me to do, I was not going to do it again. They want me to do a love reading specifically. Okay, for those of us who are curious, wondering, there was a lot of love mentioned in the initial reading. Okay, but for some reason they want me to, well, it's funny, they just said, and it's just funny the way they are. They said that they want me to actively promote the new Twin Soul Unite channel with me and Paola by doing this reading, by giving you a sample of what you're going to get and the insight that's going to come forth. So what you guys are going to see here, if you want more of it, go subscribe here now. It's in the description box of my YouTube channel, Science of the Soul and Stars. I don't know if I put it in my link tree actually, but it's called Twin Souls Unites. And it's a specific Twin Soul update reading YouTube channel. And again, the intention is to bring you together with your twin soul by giving you advice, how to heal, readings from the masculine and from the feminine, literally divine masculine and divine feminine who have come together and sharing not only our personal and practical experiences, what it's like to be in a twin soul relationship, but how we found each other and how we were able to, manifest one another through our life experiences. So here we go. At least I'm back on raw milk, at least for today. I always love this view on YouTube. It's got the under cameras overhead, so it's pretty cool. Here we go. Calling in once again Angels and guides, loved ones, masters, wise ones, angels, and archangels, who are here to serve the collective by guiding us in the twin soul journey, calling in the energy of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene, Archangel Michael as well, the presence of God, and angel warrior entities who are here to protect this particular collective and allow this live stream to be true and to be unconditionally loving guidance for everyone watching now and in the future. Three pillars here, guys. Here we go. Hello, Candace from Atlanta. Welcome to the live stream. Here we go. Ooh. Yeah. First card out. Very quickly. Five of Pentacles here in the corner. Two of Cups and Two of Pentacles was just out before this. We'll talk about that in a second. Prominent fears to overcome. Prominent fears to overcome is what they're saying. Six of Wands. Five of Cups. Fool card. The Sun. Three of Wands. Page of Pentacles. The Lovers. Judgment. Seven of Wands. One more. Three of Cups here. Let me talk about the Five of Pentacles first here. Five of Pentacles is representative of the fear of losing out, fear of being left out and left behind, the fear that you're not going to be with anyone, the fear that you're not going to be able to survive on your own or without a certain person, okay? If you haven't learned this lesson in particular, if you haven't taken the leap of faith, they're saying, of just literally being on your own or being brave enough, courageous enough to experience life without the intention of being with someone or being engaging with someone, okay, or having someone in your life, if you haven't ever done that, if you haven't ever had that experience, now's the time. We know that this is not what many of you would like to hear, is what they're saying, but it is most important that you spend a particular period of time with yourself and only with yourself in order to show yourself that you are able to do it, and you can have love or you cannot have love. It doesn't make a difference in your overall happiness and fulfillment. This is the particular lesson that many of us need to learn and step into here and now through the power of unconditional love. Okay, the Sun card is right next to it with the Six of Wands. Okay, don't feel like you are giving up. This is the second thing they'd like to share, as many of us are being told or telling ourselves that if we give up, quote unquote, or if we walk away, or if we let the other person walk away and we don't pursue it, that we're giving up on the journey. And this is not the case at all. They want to share, it's not about winning or losing. It's not about giving up or continuing on the journey. This is something that's being used to keep you in a certain energy or light that is not truly of yourself. You will know and you will be in and with the energy of yourself when and if your twin soul comes to you. Okay, this is the energy they want to share. This is the twin soul reading, by the way. Full card with the Five of Cups, taking a leap of faith into your unhappiness, into your sadness, into the risk of the sadness. Many of us have behaviors or have people or have situations around us because we are afraid of the sadness, afraid of the depression, afraid of the feeling of lack that awaits us once we let it go. Okay? That feeling, that permission, that leap of faith into that particular energy is the thing that they're advising. Don't worry. Go into it. All will be okay. You will be healed. You will be stronger. You will be more satisfied. Don't let the ego trick you into saying or thinking that you mustn't give up on something. There is no giving up on. You can't give up on your journey. You can't give up on your twin soul journey. It is. It just is. It always will be. There is no ending. There is no giving up. There is no nothing. If you are with and connected to someone, and again, fully going to give myself permission here to share most of you here in the twin soul relationship, most of you in a twin soul dynamic. Otherwise, you wouldn't be having these experiences or watching this reading, especially with the smaller part of the collective live and present here and now. It will always find you. You will always find it. Okay, there's nothing you have to do. There's nothing you have to try to be, try to do, or perform, right? Perform in order to bring this person in order to be with this person. All there is the reality in which you must be willing to embrace right now as to what things are and what happiness you can create and live free with and free from at this moment in time, not in order to attract them, but to allow them to be attracted to you. Okay. So many of us, there's a few different stages or levels in which most of us are. Some of us are at the stage where we are in separation and we're just like learning to be with ourselves, learning to enjoy or to see what it's like to be on our own. Many of us are still needing to embrace that way of being, that fact, that journey of self-love, that journey of being alone and letting it happen, letting it go, quote unquote, giving up the journey, even though there's no real giving up. It's like a performance of, I give it up, I give it to God, I give it to the divine. That's what they mean. And many of us are heading towards the end of that journey and heading towards alignment or union. If you've watched the most recent Twin Souls Unite video, many of us are heading now into that full alignment. But many of us must be willing to take a leap of faith into continued aloneness or continued solopreneuring is what they're saying, right? Solo activity in order to actually be with this person. Okay. It's interesting to note that both, as an example, right, myself and Paula, separate from the channeled guidance here and now, but this is from our personal experience. We both essentially took, before we met each other, a year plus alone, just with ourselves, not dating anyone, not engaging with anyone, just literally being with ourselves and finding our own happiness, not even dating or anything like that, just taking a vow to say, I'm going to just live life, be on my own, do my thing, find my own happiness. And, you know, if love comes, but I'm surrendered and I'm just going to go in it. Many of you guys saw that year from me, right? That's when I started my YouTube channel and, you know, kept myself busy with those things. But it was through that journey of finding my own self and my own self-fulfillment that actually in the end attracted us together, both of us, right? Since we were twins, it was a very similar journey. So my point is, it's after you let go and after you release the fact of ever being with your twin soul or your person, and then just literally focus it on yourself in a healing, self-love, or your own purposeful way, like what you want to do, that in and of itself is what will attract your love life in, your twin soul in, versus anything else. Okay. And the other message here is, if you are, you know, there may be a particular investment going towards partying, dating, particular acts of self-sabotage through the act of socializing or excess socializing, giving resources, money, energy, opening yourself to influences that are not fully, really, truly in alignment with who you are. There's a particular part of the collective who may still be engaging with this, even though they know that they're not that. It's like a part of them refuses to let this particular piece of themselves go because they think, oh, well, I have to at least engage with this human part of myself a little bit, or associate with these people, or enjoy my weekends, or, you know, I can't let that part of myself go. That's what makes me normal. That's what makes me still fit in. That's what makes me, you know, able to associate with other human beings. And what I would share is the focus must be on where you are investing. Where do you find yourself investing your time and energy now? What sources? What portals? Okay. What energetic influences do you find yourself dedicating your time and energy to mostly? Is there a lot of donation or dedication to sources outside of you or outside of your intimate, closely aligned friends and loved ones that are taking your path in a different direction or taking your energy in a direction that is outside of what is best for you? That's the message here. And it's saying it's time, if you haven't already, to disconnect from these sources. Even if it's weird, hard, difficult, scary, it's time to disconnect from these sources, because it's like a tug of war, energetic tug of war, they're saying. It's like you go and you say to yourself you're one thing, but your actions may say that you're another thing. And then the energetic opening or influences that come in from these sources infiltrates and influence you in different ways, which keeps you down going the same path, which allows to a lack of change. So they're saying there has to be a disconnection from a certain party, okay? Either third party or friendship or relationship or something like that, and a commitment to diving into the sources of our own unhappiness. Man, kind of a darker reading, but hey, that's what it is with tarot sometimes. Now, on the brighter side over here, we have the Lovers, we have the Sun, we have the Seven of Wands and Judgment card. The thing which we fear the most is the judgment of our own selves, okay? The judgment of our own selves from anyone, but particularly a higher source, to be judged for who we are, what we've done, okay, and where we're going. Many of us are terrified to go through that judgment process. What they want to share with you guys is, if you're afraid of this judgment or being judged by others, and this is why your ego is closed off to allowing in light, allowing in God, allowing in angelic influence, they want you to know that there's nothing that can change or shift who and what you already are, which is this source, this divine deep source of love, unconditional love that lies deep inside. That is your true essence. That is who you truly are. And love overpowers and overrides all. And they judge you. God judges you from the source from which you came, the source from which you are, not your human actions or human choices. So they're saying, if you are afraid of this judgment, if you're resistant to this judgment, if you're resistant to anyone telling you or helping to shift you in a positive way, they're saying, let go of the judgments you may have over your own actions, your own self, your own history, your own current actions even. There's no judgment here. There is only an identification of your actions and whether or not they're in alignment with the love from which you are, or if they fall outside of that and they are coming from a place of lack or coming from a place of trying to experience or to gain the love from which you actually are. This is what they're saying, is that if any of this is happening, it's not because you're a bad person. It's not because you're, need to be judged or anything, or God's going to condemn you. It's simply because you may feel in certain areas you need to do certain actions or be in certain ways in order to gain that which you are, which is love. And it's those areas of your life and of your soul that if you send love to it, if you open yourself to receive and be the love that which you are, instantaneously you will be healed and everything will be different. Your actions will naturally align with who you are, and who you are, for many of us, is very different from what we've been doing. Okay? And once we identify and absorb and become who we are, that love, that God essence, we are already, right, going to act with what me and Paula call divine action, which is action in alignment with what our God-given purpose is. Okay? So don't fear judgment. The point is, don't fear judgment. Okay. Last row of cards here. The power of unconditional love. Two of Wands. Magician again. Empress. had a feeling I was speaking to mostly feminines here. Empress card with the Magician. Two of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune, the Star card. I love how they're always consistently ending these readings with the best cards, right? And look at this. The Lovers ended up somehow in the middle. So absolutely a twin soul reading. For those of us on this twin soul journey, particularly the Divine Feminine, you're meant to be a role model. And the way in which you're meant to be a role model is by going through the given experiences necessary to understand what it takes and how to actually go through the process to live your life in a way, or transform yourself in a way, or allow yourself to be transformed to be that which leads the way, that shows the way for others on earth who are coming together. As a reminder, all of us on earth are coming together with our divine counterpart, our other half of our soul, in order to eventually become a single collective, which is indeed where the earth is going. We're merging together. We're becoming a given higher dimensional collective force or entity, which is going to exist in higher dimensions. But it starts with coming together with the other half of your soul, the twin soul journey. Okay, so it's a necessary evolutionary process here on earth happening. Okay, Star card with the Two of Wands with the Magician card, Empress and the Wheel of Fortune. True greatness awaits you. You may not believe it here and now, okay, with the state that you're in, or you may believe it, but true greatness does await you, and divine action, inspired action awaits you when you truly tap into the twin soul essence or journey. Now, what they're recommending in this moment is a particular exercise I've never done before, but they're going to share it with you guys now. All right. So here's how to know two things. Number one, if you're on the twin soul journey, if you have a twin soul, okay, they've never showed me this before, that's just coming randomly through. Here's how you know if you're really on a twin soul journey, or if you are on a journey of illusion. Also, here's how you know what to do in order to come together with your twin soul, or the status of the journey itself and where both of you guys are at. This is what you do. If you're open to this exercise, what you do is you bring in the same power of unconditional love, but this time, call in the power of God. God, please show me the way, calling in the power of unconditional love. And you bring that power of unconditional love into the essence of the twin soul journey that you find yourself on here and now. And what you do is you see and feel the cord that connects you and your twin soul together, whether you are physically together with them or not. You bring in and pull and put in this power of unconditional love to light up the cord that connects you and your twin soul. You light it up and you see where your path takes you next. And you are shown as well whether this is true or whether it is illusion. And you bring more of this power of unconditional love into this connection, into this path, you bring more of God into this particular connection. And when you rest this power of unconditional love into this connection and you bring that then back into yourself, you can ask for and be shown next step instructions that's in alignment with this journey and that for which God intends for you in the highest way. Okay. One thing the twin soul connection is or does is it is a reflection of God himself. All right. So you can utilize the power and strength of this connection in order to see your next steps, in order to know, one, if it's real, what you are in, okay, or moving towards, or if it's an illusion, and what steps to take if it is indeed a real thing. Now, it's very important that you maintain the consistency and the strength and the input of unconditional love itself and of God while you do this exercise. It's very important. If you continue to share this unconditional love into the connection that you two share, or the cord that connects you and your twin, you will either unearth some deeper level of truth that you didn't realize before about the connection you have and see what it really is, or you will be faced with the maybe sadder reality of the fact that it is not for you, it never was meant to be for you, or it was an illusion what you were in. This is going to be the hardest, scariest part, but what they most strongly recommend to give you guys the truth and clarity of your next steps here in love and in life. Okay. So that's what I recommend. That's what they recommend out of nowhere. They want you to use this exercise and bring it to the twin soul connection you're in to see the truth of it so you can know next steps here. Doing so will allow those of you watching to step into the last chapter of your Empress energy, your greatest divine feminine influence, your greatest relaxation, magnetism, and inner greatness, okay, as in what you are. Wheel of Fortune, Two of Wands in the Star card, and the Three of Wands with the Hermit. And we'll place many of you guys on your own with the Hermit card. Okay? We'll place many of you guys on your own. But it will redirect things so that you are sure, 100% aligned with where you are going and what you are choosing. And what they're saying is it is a choice here and now as to whether you're ready to engage with that level of truth and clarity. If you're not ready yet, that's okay. And if so, if you're ready for the greatness that will follow you. Okay? Final three cards of advice here for everyone watching. They're saying this will also allow the world to truly open up to you in a way that was limited or closed off before. Okay, the Devil card, Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, at the Eight of Swords. The advice is to be willing to look at the truth here and now. There's a source. What's happening and the reason why this live stream's here is there's a source of love and truth, unconditional love and truth that's being made apparent to you now. Either about a particular individual, a particular relationship, the twin soul connection itself, or your path and journey and who and what you've been up until this point. And they're saying it's time to look at the reality of the situation and to really make a choice that's in alignment with you, your next steps, and your path, and in alignment with Ten of Pentacles, the reality of building a lifelong partnership with someone who is truly divinely connected with you and not just here to steer you away from the path, because the devil has grabbed, okay, hold of many of us in this collective, many of us in this connection, and has kept us seeing things in a certain light or way that has prevented us from moving forward or stepping into our next steps of path. And I'll say this, you'll know if you are one of these people or one of these people in this illusion with the devil, if you have been putting off or delaying your next steps in your healing journey, your self-love journey, your purpose or destiny, your business, whatever it is you know you are here to do or to create. If you've been putting that thing off that would genuinely change yourself in the world because of a certain individual, because of a certain connection, because of a certain continuous interaction with someone or a connection or a twin soul person, that is how you know that that is the thing that is actually keeping you from your destiny as opposed to creating it. Because your true twin soul will always align you with your purpose and never take you away from it. Okay, so that's what I'll say. And the truth must be shared here and now. And that is the truth. So the advice is, if you haven't already, make that choice and say, I'm all in. I'm going to build myself into the person that is in alignment with the love that I actually and truly am deep inside. I'm not going to shy away from the truth anymore. I receive the truth through the power of God and unconditional love. I share this unconditional love and this power with the connection that I feel is in my life, or anything that I'm wondering or questioning whether or not it's an illusion, and I'm open to the truth that comes through because of that exercise. And I will choose my next steps and actions based on the truth that I see in front of me and not shy away from it anymore. And if I feel that there's anything limiting me in my path from this point forward, I choose to let that go permanently and to step into my truth here and now and to surrender to God's will. That is what you can share and say on this twin soul journey. All right, guys, that is a twin soul reading for this particular live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, welcome. Welcome, A5. Good to have you here. All right. Well, here's what I'll say is I'm going to do a little bit of Q&A. So if you guys have particular questions on TikTok or on YouTube, I'm going to drink a little bit of milk and coffee here and just kind of relax for a second. And answer some questions either about the twin soul journey from the masculine perspective, spirituality, healing, the entity removal exercise we did today. You're welcome, Bernadette. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you, Rose and Nora. I appreciate that. Okay. That's awesome, Amber. She says, we had this conversation last night. We want to build a strong foundation with community relationship with one another. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's so cool. Destiny 7 says, would you be able to ask God if he or his angels are sending me the number 19? I'm getting a very strong no for some reason. Okay. They're saying, the message they're sending me, Destiny, is that they're saying don't be deceived. Okay. There's something that would like to place you into a deeper illusion. Something that is, it's like a warning is what they're saying, like a warning that something's off or a warning that something needs to shift. And they're saying it's not coming from us, but 19 might be appearing when there's to alert you of something or to remind you of something that needs to shift or something that's not quite right. And they're saying to pay attention to your feelings when 19 appears, to know what is not okay in your life, what is needing to shift. So this is from your guides, they said. It's from your guides. Yeah. Your guides are saying this is the number that we've chosen for some reason, to alert you that something might be off and something needs to change. And they're saying, when we show you this number, feel inside and see what it is. Okay. All right. Questions. Emmanuel, hello. How does one take time away from devoting time to prayer, meditation, and study? It's just me. I'm not sure, my friends. How does one take time away from devoting time to prayer, meditation? I'm not sure. I also devote a lot of time to that as well. One thing I will share is that if life is allowing you the opportunity to devote that much time to it, then one, it's meant to be. And number two, and I wouldn't resist it. And number two, if there's a particular desire inside of you to have another experience or to have some other social experience, out in the world that's going to naturally bring you more experiences that are outside of your control, then I would say that it's time to go for that. But the way in which I've lived my life is I allow myself to be open to the social experiences outside of my own personal work and study that would bring in new life, new experiences that I wouldn't ordinarily have if I hadn't opened myself to that social part. And that's what I believe the power of relationships, okay, intimate and otherwise, bring into our lives, is things that happen outside of our control that shake things up in a positive way. All right, good, Destiny. I'm glad it helped. All right. That's awesome, Emmanuel. I love to hear that. He says, the way I find balance is to constantly give to others. That's awesome. Candace, the sound in your voice makes me feel you already know the truth. What I'm trying to stay away from. Yes. Good. David Lewis, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think he's in Australia. It's the next day over, so it's probably the morning for him, but you're welcome, David. Thanks for being here. David is a part of our Growth Masters, Young Science of the Soul and Stars, Young Masters Collective, Growth Collective. It is a very special community that we are building, okay, for this collective in particular, in order to tap more into our spiritual gifts and to learn how to actually do magical things with the power of God and light and aligned, so we can change our lives and change the lives of others. Right now, we have, again, a Beginner's Tarot for the Soul 101 course. I'm putting my heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears into this course. Chapters 2 and 3 will be released next week. and it's going to teach you guys how to actually read tarot from nothing to becoming a fluent reader is my intention. Everything included for that. Right now it's $99. It's normally going to be $150, and with that $99 you get lifetime access. Normally it's $150 plus $7 a month to be part of the community, and this time only it's $99, lifetime access. You can check that out in the description box below. Good. Aquaman says, are you able to talk about what you would experience after meeting your twin or before? Yeah, absolutely. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? No, we don't have a video on that. I think that's a good video to make. You know, what life is like before meeting. But yeah, if there's something specific you'd like to know, I'm definitely open to answering that, for sure. Bonnie says, last time asking, LOL, how do you know if someone is on a twin soul journey? Good question. The exercise that was channeled today is a very, very good way to know. If you're on the twin soul journey, there's a person that is literally a piece of you, a part of you, another half of you. There's a piece of you that might have been wounded, hurt, or feeling absent, literally feeling absent, like there's a lack of energy running through there. And this isn't because you were truly hurt. It's because a piece of you has always been separate or separated from you since the time you were born and many lifetimes before. And to know if this is the case for you, you will have an energetic connection or cord with this other half of yours always. And it runs through the sacral area, actually, down here in the root. And this cord goes from here out, connected to whoever this person is and wherever they're at. And to light this path or cord up to know if you have someone, is you can go down into that particular root, bringing in the power of unconditional love, so there's no deception or illusion, lighting that cord up and seeing where it goes, seeing who and what it connects to, and getting an idea of who this person is. And if you feel a presence of another person on the other end that feels exactly like you, but is just different, you know, certain qualities that you've always wanted or admired, or you felt you wanted to be, or felt that are opposite of you, but that you like anyways, this is the signs, right, that there's someone else on a soul level who is you, that is a different human being, that's all it is, who you can and will come together with sometime, whether it's in this lifetime or in the future. And many of us here are setting up future twin souls to come together, okay, or the upcoming twin souls. This is, again, what we're doing here is we're creating the first group of twin souls to come together to build a community. And this is creating the foundation for many, many, many more twin souls to come. Okay? So that's how you know. And I would just say, if you don't feel that, or if you haven't experienced that, or if you haven't gotten signs that you are on the twin flame, twin soul journey, then likely your path is to be with a soulmate and to live your purpose out through your own life, right? Through your own individual desires. On the twin soul journey, part of your purpose is to merge, is to come together and live with that person, live with that life, right? So it's a very different experience. Okay. Carrie and I says, can you ask God if this is a fake relationship? Sure. He says, he said, it's absolutely not. And you already know the truth inside if you're willing to look at it. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived by the fear or illusion or temptation that it is not real, when it very much is. Okay. Um, he can feel, and we can feel, right, the hesitancy, the worry, the concern that, oh, it's gonna be what it was, and is it, and is it really? And no, it's. He says you're on the right path. Just trust, okay, and trust the alignment you're being put in with this relationship. To yourself, most importantly, he said, and to others. To yourself first, and to others. He said, as long as you're right with yourself, you'll be right with others. Okay. Awesome. Destiny 7 says, can you ask God if God is angry with me for being so angry with him on TikTok here? I want to be close with him, but I'm lost. Yes. Yes, I can. First thing he says, right, is the only thing preventing God's presence or love to be felt by you, Destiny, is your acceptance of him. There's nothing that you can do, say, or be, even if you were angry with him, that would ever prevent him from loving you or from you from being love. He's saying it's simply a matter of your willingness to open yourself to him now and to accept his love into your heart that prevents you from having a relationship with him. And there's nothing else you need to do. There's nothing else you need to try or become or forgive or anything like that. He said, no, just accept him now and let him in. Even if you feel bad, if you feel embarrassed, if you feel mortified, if you feel, all these things, just let him in. And I can see his presence surrounding you constantly, by the way. It's just that you haven't opened the door for him to come into your heart. And it's literally that simple to say and to choose, hey, I'm going to open the doorway to allow God into my heart and open it fully. Don't remain closed. And let the past go as well. You guys, when did this turn into Ask God for Me live stream? That was not my intention. I mean, I could keep asking him. The stone here represents God to me. I call it the marriage stone as well. This is where I really realize a lot about my own personal twin soul relationship. That's not a problem. I just sometimes I'm surprised by what happens. That's all. Can you ask God if I'm meant to be independent or with my family? Ooh. He says there's no need to choose, that you can be both at the same time if you choose it to be. I'm not sure what he means by that, but he says this is a false choice, is what he's saying. There's no either or, that you can simply choose to both be independent but also choose your family at the same time. And he says that independence will create more harmony with your family. That there's no need to go, I need to be with my family, or be independent. Despite what the reality may seem, because it might not feel like this is the case, or it might feel confusing. He's saying independence was always and will always be the best choice, and to trust that this in itself will create more harmony with you and your family overall is and always has been the way forward. Okay. Could you ask your stone if I should move on? We are concurrent viewers 4 and chat rate 4. Awesome. I love this, guys. Amber Crane, I'm going back to the YouTube chat. Brandon, can you tell me why I doubt and worry about someone who expresses and communicates how much he cares? Why I doubt and worry about someone who expresses and communicates how much he cares. It's hard to believe. It's very reciprocated on all levels of love and kindness. The biggest thing I'm feeling with this, Amber, is because you're saying here, can you tell me why I doubt and worry about someone who expresses and communicates how much he cares? It's hard to believe. There's a there's a difficulty. The first things I'm hearing is that there's a big playbacks 555, concurrent viewers 444. It's crazy. There's a big difficulty in many of us. This is a great question. This, Amber, you just hit on a very, very strong divine feminine question here. So all of you guys who are listening, you're going to resonate likely with this, and the solution I'm going to share is going to be for a lot of people, not just one. It's almost like there's a huge disbelief in the fact that someone, particularly from the masculine side or the masculine presence, can actually willingly give of his own self or give of his heart in a selfless way because of a lack of genuine experience with this particular energy or these particular choices from the people in your life, the people who are closest to you. And this all starts, what they're saying, is from childhood. If in childhood you were raised by or around people dominantly who set up a certain precedent or a certain expectation about the way in which love should be, in the way in which love or generosity or heart-centered kindness is, again, particularly if you're a feminine facing a masculine from your dad or even from your mom if she was more of the masculine energy, but someone who was a dominant influence, then if you've recently healed and broken through that cycle and become aware of that dynamic, once you attract in the person who does genuinely express love from their heart, because that's possible, that's a thing, that's a reality, it will seem very foreign to you. And it will seem like something of concern because it's a way of expressing true love and trueness in a way you've never experienced before. And so at first, this will seem very foreign until it seems very normal. Does that make sense to you? And everyone, all the feminines watching, right? It's like the only reason it seems worrisome or concerned or like there's a problem is because it's like, whoa, I didn't know that even existed. I didn't know that love was a thing. My soul learned that love was abuse. My soul learned that love or relationships were meant to be hard, abusive, narcissistic, closed off, emotionless, all these things. And it's like, whoa, a king of hearts, king of cups male who can present his feelings and share his feelings openly but still be a man. What the heck is that? Or for some of you guys, right? Whoa, a king of hearts, king of cups man who can share his emotions and also be a strong man at the same time. Because many of us, it's the opposite. It's, we're used to a man either being a hard man, right, who can't share his emotions or feelings, or a wounded masculine, or a very feminine man who's all feelings but no sturdiness, no manness, no masculinity. And so when we find someone who has both of them, it's almost like we think something's wrong. And we go, whoa, that's a little bit foreign here, right? And so what I would say is just keep allowing yourself to experience that new type or way of love, and to not be surprised by your surpriseness to that way of being. And they're saying it may take a little bit of time to adjust. There's an adjustment period related with this as well. Okay. Slow Grown Girl says, God, you and the stone and angels from YouTube answer my question. That's awesome. Yeah, that was a big one for many people. They're wondering, why am I resistant to actual love? Why am I resistant to the way this person's treating me when they're really good? It's nothing other than our prior experience, the way our soul, the precedent that our soul has set because of past experiences about the way love should be, and how we're currently receiving love and how that's different. But this is very common for recent times after we've healed to step into a new greater of love being shared. Okay, so you guys might be able to hear it. My little doggy's going a little crazy. That's my time to shut down the live stream and go take care of the family. I love you guys. Thanks so much for showing up and for being here with us today. I truly appreciate it. Now, if you want to go deeper, there's a couple things I will share with you that you have an opportunity to do. Number one, if you're on the Twin Soul journey and you want continued guidance from what I believe, the first Twin Soul channel of both the United Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, sharing the perspective, but also giving channeled tarot readings from both perspectives, definitely go subscribe to that channel. It's called Twin Souls Unite. It's in the description box of my YouTube channel, which is Science of the Soul and Stars. Number two, if you guys are interested in joining the community, the collective of light workers here to change the world by tapping into our magic and our spiritual gifts because of the community and collective we're a part of, definitely go check out the Beginner for the Soul Tarot 101 course in the description box or in the link tree in my bio on TikTok. It's $99, gets you lifetime access to the community and to the entire course for life. Normally it's $150 and $7 a month, or just $7 a month to join the community but not be in the course. So highly recommend taking advantage of that. And then lastly, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, Science of the Soul and Stars, definitely be sure to subscribe to that. Go follow my twin soul, Paula Michelle, as well. She's the feminine perspective. She's posting a lot of feminine healing content. So definitely go check her out as well if you haven't already. And be sure to follow me on BT Speaks, my Instagram page, for the updates, when I'm going to go live and when I'm going to do exercises like we did today to get some healing and to learn how to do more of it. Okay. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys. And definitely be sure as well to share this content in this video with anyone you feel can use it or is also part of this collective who you would like to be on this journey with and alongside. All right. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.